Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Tripuri here. TikTok is in big trouble. Here's how. The US gave TikTok a 270-day timeline to either sell its US operations to a non-Chinese company or get shut down completely, which in other words is a ban. So do me a quick favor and smash the like button and smash the subscribe button. Let's get into it. So the first question that comes up and any sane person would ask is, why would America do this? Why would America do this to an app that's used by half of its population? And here's the most obvious answer.
China!
TikTok is actually a subsidiary of a company named ByteDance. And let me tell you, ByteDance is going to be very important throughout this video, so keep them in mind. Let's now talk more about ByteDance. ByteDance is an internet company. However, it's not an internet company like we have internet companies in the US. That's because ByteDance is deeply, extremely, very much connected with the Chinese Communist Party. Why? That's because China owns 1% of ByteDance. Now that 1% may be small, but it's very much mighty. It's usually called the golden share just because of how much power it actually has. With the CCP being 1% shareholder of ByteDance, they actually get the power to appoint 3 board of directors in ByteDance. As a result, the CCP holds a lot of power in ByteDance. The company does what its board of directors want it to do. On top of that, if that didn't make it bad enough, ByteDance works hand in hand with the Chinese military. ByteDance works in close collaboration with a company named suing to contribute in the Chinese nuclear weapons program. It also develops new technology for state defense and technology in the surveillance sector. It's literally at the forefront of the Chinese military developments, and it owns an app that half of Americans use. Imagine that. So in short, if you didn't listen to any of the things I said, ByteDance does what China wants it to do, and TikTok does what ByteDance wants it to do. That's why it's not comfortable with TikTok having so much power. Now let's talk about what exactly America wants from TikTok. What are they asking TikTok to do? Here it goes. So America gave TikTok a 270-day timeline to sell its US-owned operations to a company that's not affiliated with the Chinese Communist Party and not affiliated with ByteDance. And if TikTok is not able to reach those requirements laid out by the US, the law would then require US app stores and web hosting services to stop working with TikTok, essentially banning it. So here's how TikTok is responding to that claim. This is what they said, and I quote, "Simply not possible, not commercially, not technologically, and not legally, and certainly not on the 270-day timeline required by the act." TikTok didn't like this law so much that they're now actually suing that US ban. They wrote down a 67-page petition, which I'm going to link down in the description for you guys, in which they mentioned that it's unconstitutional to ban TikTok. Now, the US lawmakers that were making this law, they knew this. They knew that the First Amendment would actually protect companies from getting an outright ban. So here's what they did to just hide that fact. Instead of bluntly just calling it a ban, instead, it's just a modification of regulation. That's all it is. And obviously, we all know, and they also know, that this modification in regulation, which is just a small thing that they mentioned, is literally going to ban the app because it's going to prohibit app stores from ever putting their app on their stores. Now, there's a game being played here, as TikTok makes the claim that this is infringement on the Constitution, and the US makes a claim that it's merely change of regulation and necessary due to security reasons. Another thing worth mentioning here, and you should know this, is that on top of TikTok suing the US ban, they're actually providing America with an alternative choice. TikTok claims that it's been working on a project that's cost it billions of dollars to address the potential security risk that US faces. This project is named Project Texas. I'm not sure why they named it that, but they drafted a 90-page national security agreement that made quote-unquote extraordinary commitments to the US government. This is what it did. TikTok completely separated the US operational data and gave it control to a third-party organization. Completely separate. TikTok also said that it agreed to give the government a shutdown option that would allow it to suspend TikTok in the United States if the company violated parts of its agreement. Now here's a question, because this case is most likely going to make its way to the Supreme Court, how is this going to be handled? Who's going to come out on top? On one side, we got the US expressing its concerns because of security reasons, and rightfully so. And on the other side, we got a company that's used by half of the US population, that's owned by a Chinese company, and basically is trying to give an alternative option to the US so it avoids a complete ban. Needless to say, if the ban goes through, this would be the first time that Congress enacts a law that subjects a single speech platform to a permanent nationwide ban and bars every American from participating in an online community with more than 1 billion people. It's going to be a big deal. So I'll be updating you guys on what happens next, what the next moves are going to be with this lawsuit. But then again, let me know in the comment section, do you guys use TikTok? Are you going to be affected, or is it going to be another walk in the park for you? You're not going to feel the burn at all? Let me know in the comment section below. And hey, thank you guys so much for all the support, especially on my last video. That was amazing. Thank you so much, and take care of yourselves.